What's happening, everybody? Today I'm showing some ranked double battles that I have previously recorded. These are for Series 13. I'm using my Trick Room Tailwind Whimsicott team, as you can already see. So let's get to these battles. So, Battle 1. I'm up against a Kyogre, Groudon, Ice Rider, Calyrex, Dialga, Amoongus, and Regieleki. Now this is actually a really cool battle because it's super duper quick. And that's all I want to lead into right now. But the main thing I need to worry about is, well, two things really, is Trick Room, but also Amoongus because of Rage Powder. So it really stops me from going into single target attacks. But the advantage of this team is that into an Amoongus, I've actually got so many options because all of my Pokemon don't necessarily care about Rage Powder. Because indeed he has Expanding Force in Psychic Terrain that there is spread. Everything has a spread attack except for Whimsicott and Kartana, and they are who I start with. Start with Whim and Kartana. That's all that we need to know from me describing this. That's how quick this battle is. But the reason why I've picked those two is because Rage Powder and Spore are powder based moves which don't affect grass type Pokemon. They start with Amoongus Dialga. I question whether or not they Dynamax Dialga because me going Trick Room here is such a risk. It is such a risk for me to go Trick Room if they were to Dynamax. But because of their start being Amoongus as well, I'm fairly confident in that they aren't going to Dynamax. So I have the power to go Trick Room here because I believe that they will. And then I can go Max Knuckle into the Dialga. Reason I'm doing this is to raise my attack, basically get a, substitute Beast Boost this turn, because I don't think I'm going to take out Amoongus. It's either Cobra Berry or Focus Sash. So I'm not going to take it out, I might as well deal big damage into Dialga. So Max Knuckle goes first, that's fine, kind of expected it to go first. And I get a crit, like I barely did not knock out this Dialga. I got a critical hit, very nice to see, not necessarily needed though. And then Amoongus goes Pollen Puff into my Whim. So it breaks my Sash, but straight away it tells me that they are Trick Rooming because of how slow Amoongus is. I get Trick Room out, and then, well, I forced them to reverse Trick Room. Not much more they can do from here. Not much more. So, turn 2, I decide, basically at the end, I could go Protect, but I can take a lot more Pollen Puffs from the damage I just took. So, the idea here is I can Moonblast, just Moonblast the Amoongus. If it has Sash, I break it. And that Dialga is in knockout range if it protects, if it doesn't protect. The only thing I will not knock out is if it makes a switch. But if I get the knockouts on Dialga, I get another attack boost from Max Knuckle and an attack boost from Beast Boost. They recognize though in turn 2 that they've lost and they cancel the game. So basically, I was going to set myself up that if Calyrex had Berry and didn't Dynamax, I was going to knock it out. If Amoongus had Cobra Berry, I was going to knock him out. So battle number 2, up against Talonflame Xerness, Necrozma, Fuse Solgaleo, I honestly can't remember what it's called, Zeraora, Kyogre, and Zacian. So this is like the opposite end. I've just battled a Trick Room team, now I'm battling a Tailwinds team. So I want to bring Whim out here. My only issue is if they go Zeraora and Talonflame, because Zeraora can have Fake Out. But I still want to start with Whim, and because of the possible Talonflame Zeraora start, I want to start with Groudon. It makes a whole lot of sense. I bring Kartana in the back with Kyogre, I believe. I tossed up between Kyogre and Yveltal for this battle, but I'm pretty sure at the end I decided that Kyogre is probably my better bet. Yeah. Cool. So, how I'm going to start this really depends on what Pokemon they bring in. I'm definitely expecting Talonflame and something, or Zeraora and something, maybe both Talonflame and Zeraora. And they start Talonflame Xerness. So, this is a start that I'm super happy to see. From here, I expect to see Tailwind and Geomancy. Basically, I expect to take no damage this turn, and I'm in a great spot to try and get some form of lead into what they've got. So, immediately, because I'm expecting Tailwinds, and the Geomancy, Xerness is going to go +2 even without Tailwinds. So, it's a really good play for me to just go Trick Room, because I'm going to deny them speed. That's what I want to do. Go Rock Slide here, super effective into the Talonflame, and it's going to tell me who has Sash, whether it's Talonflame or Zeraora, because Xerness is going to have Power Herb. The Talonflame though surprised me, it goes Quick Guard. So at first this actually super duper surprised me. I'm going, what on earth are they doing? What do they get out of Quick Guard here? And then it hit me, they were stopping me from going Taunts into Xerness. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Makes some form of sense, but I don't think it was needed. I get the Rock Slide off. It deals a little bit of chip damage into Xerness, but I bring Talonflame down to Sash. So without Sash, it would have been a knockout. I get Trick Room up. So from here, I'm going, is Talonflame faster or slower than Whimsicott? Because I don't know Talonflame's speed off the top of my head. But I can see the fact that I'm probably going to lose Whim this turn, and that I'm really, really better off going Moonblast into Talonflame. If I can get a free switch in, I want that free switch in. And I will go Max Quake into Xerness. The goal here is to start increasing my special defense so that I can do awesome damage later on and prevent them from doing awesome damage. If I create more bulk, it makes it harder for them to knock me out. Because I've already got the speed advantage from here. So a Dynamax Groudon for the upcoming Max Quake. And from here, they can't Tailwind. It makes it harder for themselves. They also, in a way, can't switch Xerness out because they have done a lot of prep work to try and make Xerness as strong as it can be. Talonflame goes for another Quick Guard though. I'm now going, whoa, I am keeping. I get to keep Whim. Honestly, I thought that I was going to take Xerness out with Max Quake, but I don't, so I have to take what I can, how I can. So a little bit annoyed I don't take it out, but I get Moonblast off into Talonflame, I get the KO onto it. Sure, it's going to be free switching for my opponents, but at the same time, I'm dealing with one problem at a time. Because this Xerness is now at a point of what can it do, how is it going to be able to win. I send out Kyogre. This turn I decide, well, I was kind of hoping I'd have a different Pokemon out by now so I could actually do cool damage. But I don't. I have every winning opportunity here though, because of what they've done. I toss up between Kartana and Kyogre. The reason why I go Kyogre is if for some reason they go Max Hailstorm into that Whim slot. I doubt it, but I'm better off making that play. And the reason I I can't English. The reason though I go Max Rockfall from Groudon into the Xerness is one, I believe I'll be able to take Xerness out this turn if it were to protect. But two, I'm going to take away their rain. I can't bring the sun back, but the least I can do is take away the rain and hope that's enough for me to survive a possible Max Geyser coming into the Groudon. Because I've got the +1 special defense boost. So Quake goes off, no problem. I knock out Xerness, set up Sandstorm. So from here, I'm in actually a really good position because now they've lost 2 Pokemon. They've got 2 left, and I've still got, well, my 4. Sure, Whim is at 1 HP, but I need it at 1 HP to get Tailwind up. It's got a purpose to play. I survived the Max Geyser. I would not have survived it if the rain was up. Sure, I would have done a better job if, you know, sun was up. But again, I wasn't going to be able to get sun up again. So I take the loss on weather control from Groudon, but I've got my own Kyogre to make use of the rain. They send Zacian. So straight away, I can just, in my opinion, Zacian protects. It always protects in this spot. It's wanting to try and stall out Trick Room. So I want to go Water Spouts. If my Kyogre is slower, it's slower. I'll take that later on, but I don't care. Max Quake and the Zacian though, I raise Kyogre's special defense and I get good damage into the Zacian because, well, Dynamax attacks just go for Protect. It's great. It also puts Zacian in range of a Precipice Blade's knockouts even with spread damage. So obviously my Kyogre doesn't do much damage into their Zacian because of Protect. It does nothing, but it does, for their Kyogre being Dynamax, decent chip damage. They though get Max Lightning out into my Ogre. I'm not quite sure what the damage roll would have been without the special defense boost, but by God did it help me here. Did it help me here or what? So I'm in a really good spot here. I decide that Origin Pulse is the way to go just because it's going to do more damage than Water Spouts. Precipice Blades too, because it's super effective into Zacian, and it's going to do really good damage into the Kyogre. They fail, so they try for a double protect, they fail. 30% chance to get it. Kyogre is now below 50% health. Single target Origin Pulse brings it into the red. Really good play by me. And they guys are Groudon. So now it's a 3v1. And the best news comes up right now. Firstly, Trick Room just expired. So straight away I go, cool. I bring Whim here all the time. I do not go Kartana, I go Whim because it's going to give me the win. Whim will win. Secondly, that Dynamax finished. Not that I needed it to not finish at this point. So from here I do protect Kyogre. Really, I could have gone Ice Beam or Origin Pulse. I possibly would have got the knockout with an Origin Pulse. But the reason why I go protect is just in case I don't and they have something that I'm not expecting, I also go Tailwind. Basically, I want Whim to be knocked out this turn. If not, I'm going to win either way. That's just how I see it. So there's Tailwind, they go for Origin Pulse, I'm all good. Part of why though I've gone for Protect is for the following turn. If something were to happen unexpectedly, let's say in like my own Tailwind, their Ogre is faster than my Pokemon, I have 2 Pokemon to tank out the spread damage and have it spread. So I bring Kartana in. Basically, I think I go Ice Beam here. I contemplate Origin Pulse. Very hard, by the way. Ice Beam, the reason I'm going Ice Beam is single target, yes, but it's guaranteed damage. Leaf Blaze, guaranteed damage, super effective. I want to win. That's it. I get a critical hit onto the Ogre. I don't need it, but I got it. You just take those wins. Just take those wins. So yeah, that was another really good battle where I just put myself into a position of what can they do? Just systematically go one to the other, and prevents them from dealing damage. Okay, so battle number 3 is against Tornadus, Kyogre, Charizard, Zacian, Calyrex, and Rillaboom. So there are actually a few threats in this team. Obviously, Tornadus can go Icy Wind, it can go Tailwind. So if it doesn't go Tailwind in turn 1 and they get another lot of damage off, I lose Whim if I click Trick Room. So that is a little bit scary. But I click Whim anyway. Charizard is really good in the sun. So the sad thing is it really prevents me from bringing Groudon in. Because Groudon is good into Charizard, it's good, well, Charizard's good on the Groudon as well, but Groudon does good damage into Charizard, into Tornadus, into Zacian, and stops rain from Kyogre. I have a massive toss-up between Groudon and Kyogre though, so I'm starting with Whimsicott, I'm bringing in Yveltal. But I choose that, you know, Kyogre is better, sure, they have a Rillaboom, but other than that Rillaboom, I think Kyogre is better than Groudon, because Rillaboom is also a problem for Groudon. I don't want to create a situation where their Charizard can do massive damage, I'd rather have the rain out to prevent that. Wildfire in Sun is just that scary, especially into my Kartana. Especially into my Kartana. Actually, did I start Kartana or did I start Yveltal? Start Yveltal, that's right. So my goal here is to go Snarl. I believe that they're going to go Tailwind. They're going to want to try and outspeed me one way or another. So I believe that they're going to go Tailwind and Airstream. Possibly the Airstream is going to go into my Whimsicott. That's the hope. Put it that way, that's the hope. So, I want to go Trick Room. The issue with this though is if they go Airstream and Icy Winds. That is the biggest issue, but I don't think that they are in a position where they can risk losing speed control. Snarl, break Sash on Tornadus, it is most likely their Sash holder, but they do have a Calyrex. The other thing about Snarl, sorry, I'm getting distracted by myself. The other thing about Snarl is that it lowers the special attack onto target Pokemon. Both Charizard and Tornadus are special attackers, so it's going to do me the world of good. Their Charizard though max guards. That surprised me fully. I'm going, what on earth are you doing? In this position, why do you max guard? So, I get the Snarl off, it hits Torn, special attack lowered. You know, everything that I said is good in this turn is happening. Except for the max guard, that's surprising. The good thing of this Icy Wind comes a little bit later though, so both my Pokemon speed fall, just in time for me to go Trick Room. So he's actually, at this point, or she, helping me win because they're giving me better speed control than anything else. Straight away I want to go, well, let's switch Whim out for Ogre because I do see myself needing Kyogre now with weakened Charizard, and I want to be able to keep Whim out for a late game Tailwind like in the previous game. Next I want to go Max Darkness here. I want to hit Tornadus, I want to get rid of their ability to get speed control, and it's going to put their Charizard in a more awkward spot. Sure, it's got it's got neutral special attack, but Max Darkness is going to lower its special defense, making it really bad into my Yveltal, but more importantly, into Kyogre. I've already got a type advantage there, and I'm putting myself in a position of I am going to beat you no matter what you do. So, I get the Max Darkness off. Nice and easy, bye bye Torn. There goes your ability of getting speed control later in the game. Charizard surprises me. It does go Max Wildfire, but it goes into Yveltal. Honestly, I was expecting that to go into the Whim slots, why I made the switch. But, you know, I have weakened its initial damage by having Rain out. Pretty sure from here they bring in Zacian. So it's now 4v3. And I've got the slower Pokemon. And I've got Trick Room, making them quick. Now, the good thing about Yveltal being -1 speed is that I can get these max darknesses off before Kyogre moves. So, I go, cool, I'm in a really good spot to go Water Spout. Sure, Kyogre isn't at full health, but it's not at below 80%, so Water Spout's going to be more powerful than Origin Pulse and guaranteed. Both their Pokemon protect. I'm now going, cool, I don't care. Your Charizard got one good turn. I'm being generous. Out of their Dynamax, Zacian can't do anything against my Pokemon because I've got such a speed advantage. So I get the special defense drop onto both of them. That Charizard's now at -2, by the way. Water Spouts. My Yveltal's now below half as well because of Life Orb. But I'm in the commanding position. So yeah, one good turn out of their Dynamax, that being the turn that they went Wildfire, and that's achieving them a heck of a lot at the moment. Otherwise, they've gone Max Guard for 2 turns. Like, they've wasted their own Dynamax. I haven't had to waste their Dynamax, they have done it for me. So I want to go the same play. Max Darkness into Zacian. I want to lower its special defense, deal some good damage into it, because it's not going to protect this turn. And Water Spouts, guaranteed damage. I'm going to take out Charizard. That's the goal here. They withdraw Zacian though. I'm like, what the heck? For Shadow Rider Calyrex, you've brought, like, what? Why do you bring Calyrex in from here? Charizard endures, it fails. That kind of tells me that they get Max Guard off Endure. They can't do anything. Calyrex is their mon with Sash, so I've got no idea what Tornadus had at this point, but it possibly had Sash. Took it out, doesn't matter. And then I get Water Spout off, I get a double knockout, and a nice easy position for a 4v1. Zacian isn't good into a 2v1, it being the 1. But it's got to somehow go through 4 of my Pokemon. And I am at a position where I can just get speed control whenever I want. Nice and easy. I'm pretty sure from here I'm also on my last turn of Trick Room. So they bring Zacian out, there's nothing more that they can do. Like, it's all that they have. So I'm in a really good position, a very commanding position at that. So I confirm that it is last turn of Trick Room, also last turn of Wildfire I believe I saw. So Water Spouts is good, Origin Pulse probably a little bit better, not as accurate though. Dark Pulse though, glorious pick. Glorious pick. So Dark Pulse goes off first. Again, Yveltal is actually slower than Kyogre. I'm now down at 18 HP after Life Orb. I missed the Origin Pulse annoyingly, but Zacian is just... it flinched. Did not enjoy that Dark Pulse. Wildfire takes out Yveltal, which in all fairness is good. I kind of needed that. Gives me a position to bring Whimsicott out. So I get Whim out and I'm like, okay, cool. I just win from here. Ice Beam into Zacian. So, yeah, sure. Origin Pulse will do more damage, but it's a 3v1. I've got the speed advantage after Tailwind. Ice Beam is just guaranteed damage. Water Spout will do more damage with Ice Beam, but I'll just rather chip away and win that way versus try and achieve things that I just am not going to achieve. They get a critical hit play rough onto Kyogre. but I've still got Kartana. So I've got guaranteed damage that will get me the win. So I bring Kartana out. Again, this is like the last battle. I just have gone, let's deal with one problem at a time, and I'll get the win that way. So Smart Strike into Zacian and Moonblast. I don't need to protect Whim this turn because I'm in a commanding position. They don't even protect. Honestly, I thought they were going to, but I get Moonblast off. Special attack lowers, that doesn't help me. But Smart Strike then goes, I get the knockout, I get the win. Nice and easy. Took control of the game. You seed some Pokemon, that's what you do. For how you pick your Pokemon at the start of the battle is determined by what they have in their party. I see Tailwind and I go, okay, well I want a Trick Room. I see Trick Room and I go, okay, well I want a Trick Room. I don't see any form of speed control. I go, cool, let's Tailwind. But let's get to the next battle, shall we? Alright, so the last battle. Marshadow, Zacian, Thunderous, Zekrom, Yveltal, and Incenaroar. You don't see Incineroar all too much these days in Series 13. In comparison to Series 12, it's really fallen off. So I wasn't quite sure if I was going to see it or not. But they don't have any obvious form of speed control outside of the Yveltal. It can learn Tailwinds. Also, they've got the ability to get Airstreams off. And most Pokemon can learn normal type moves, so Max Strikes do exist. But no quick way of getting speed control. So I decided Whim and Groudon is the best, considering that they're just really good into collectively, all of them on. Kartana, and I think I went Kyogre. So battle starts, and I'm immediately surprised by what they bring out. Marshadow is one of the Pokemon that they bring. Possible that it has Focus Sash. Just want to share. But they bring Incineroar out. I'm like, oh, okay, well that's a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Groudon's still quite strong, even at -1. And it's going to still do a lot of damage into Incineroar. So from this position, I'm going, okay, well, they go Fake Out into Whim. All day, every day. So let's protect Whim, keep Sash alive for a turn. Despite taking the attack drop, I want to Precipice Blade Seer. It breaks their Sash, but more importantly, into that Incineroar, it's going to break Sugar Berry. I'd rather get rid of Sugar Berry, that way I can start doing big damage into it later on. So, I get the Fake Out protects right there. Awesome. They go Coaching. I'm now going, damn, that's actually rather annoying because I'm now going to deal less damage with his Precipice Blades already on top of the Sugar Berry. So I was a little bit frustrated by that, but I get good damage into Marshadow. I get good chip damage into Incineroar. I'll take what I can. Precipice Blades time and Tailwind. Let's just get myself the speed advantage. Might as well start having it now instead of not. That's just how I see it. So I get Tailwind out, and immediately after I get Precipice Blades, hitting both Pokemon. I don't get the knockout onto either of them due to Incineroar's increased bulk now, and also I didn't do 50% to the Marshadow the previous turn. Spectral Thief into Whim. Sash is broken, but I've still got around 49 HP. And then they go Parting Shots. So now I'm going, okay, I know what they do now. They bring in a Pokemon, obviously, and in the following turn, something is being switched out for Incineroar. It could be the new Pokemon, more likely Marshadow. They bring Zekrom in. I'm like, okay, well, that's both good and bad. That's just how it is. This turn, I toss up between what do I do with Whim. Moonblast Zekrom, big damage. and Precipice Blades, big damage. I could also protect Whim, but do I lose Whim this turn either way? How do I go about winning from here? Because I've got Tailwind, but it's not going to last forever. At the end, I decide Protect. Hopefully, Whim survives. And then I go Precipice Blades. Marshadow switches out for Incineroar. And I'm going, okay. I'm probably not taking Incineroar out for this turn. That's annoying. That is really annoying. But what can I do? I'm going to get decent damage off into both of them despite being -3. Zekrom Dynamaxes. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do less damage into the Zekrom. Basically, this turn I'm going, oh god. They are denying me attack power at the moment, and I need it. I get Protect off, and I maintain this just was a mistake of a move. I managed to knock out Incineroar though. Surprise to me. I knock out the Incineroar. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. They Airstream into Whim, knocking it out. So we're now at a 3v3, but their Marshadow is excessively low health. So I'm now going, okay, cool. Who do I bring in now? I've got Yveltal, I've got Kyogre. Kind of forgot I brought Yveltal into this. Tossing up my options. Both of them aren't good into Zekrom, let's not deny that. But Kyogre does have Ice Beam that can become Max Hailstorm, so I'm kind of hoping I can deal massive damage that way while I have Trick Room out. Or Tailwind, sorry. While I got Tailwind out. I've done Trick Room a few times, twice in this video. So, check how many more turns of Tailwind I got. 2. I'm like, okay, I need to make these next few turns count. It's also why I kept the Yveltal in the back, because once they lose Dynamax, I've got Sucker Punch to do bigger chip damage into Zekrom. So, I believe that Zacian is going to go for Protects this turn. Makes sense. I decide to switch Groudon out for Yveltal. If I lose Yveltal, I do. If I don't, it really sets me up for a win here, because Kyogre is going to do less damage later on, because they're going to see it as a bigger threat to deal with. And I want them to see Kyogre as a bigger threat to deal with. Here is little Yveltal versus big Kyogre. You know, David versus Goliath sort of stuff. Zacian Protects. I'm like, that's fine, I expected it. I'm not going into the slot anyway. I get Max Hailstorm off into the Zekrom. It does good damage. Really, I wanted it to do more, but I can't control how much damage I'm going to deal. Completely. They go Airstream into the, well, what was the Groudon slot, now the Yveltal, and I'm now going, okay. That's now a +2 Zekrom and a +1 Zacian. Does Kyogre outspeed their Zekrom or not? Because I need it to outspeed Zekrom. I lose this battle if Kyogre is faster. So because Zacian went for Protect in the previous turn, I go, I'm now really safe to go Geyser into Zacian, and I want to make sure that Yveltal gets some damage off it as well. So I want to Sucker Punch Zacian just in case I lose Yveltal. I don't think I'm losing both, but I know I'm losing at least one. So Sucker Punch is just a good spot for me. In all fairness, I could have gone Dark Pulse, I would have done a little bit more damage, but it's not going to matter. So my health is drained away as the turns go at this point, and I am so relieved to see that Kyogre is faster. I still had speed control. Didn't realize it. I get the knockout on Zacian. Straight away I'm going, cool, I'm only losing one Pokemon. They max lightning into Ogre. I'm like, even better. I'm losing the Pokemon I would rather lose. He's set himself up for me to win. I'd rather lose Kyogre. That's just it. I get more out of losing Kyogre than I do Yveltal. There goes my Tailwind. So I bring Groudon out. They're going to bring Marshadow out. It's their only option from here. And Groudon, having been switched in or switched out and in, is now at neutral attack. I've got more HP than what they do at this point, but they've got the speed advantage. So now I'm going, okay, I now need to make sure that I can take them out. How do I do that? So I decide Precipice Blades is a good option. Sucker Punch is also a good option. I can get it into Zekrom and deal damage quickly. They might protect. But if I don't protect, I win. Actually, it was Marshadow that I didn't bring Katana into this battle, because Spectral Thief is just really bad after you've got a few beast boosts. Considering that Marshadow is a physical attacker. Well, for Katana, having beast boosts, Marshadow is just a really bad matchup. If I can't get rid of it quick enough. So I'm waiting on them. Zekrom protects. I'm like, oh, that's annoying. That's annoying. But not the end of the world. What does their Marshadow do? Because what Marshadow does is going to determine my win. Goes for coaching. I'm like, okay, cool. Awesome. I think I win from here. I get P-Blades off. Obviously, Sucker Punch fails into Zekrom because it wasn't attacking. But either way, I wasn't going to do damage into it because of Protect. I get the KO onto Marshadow. I'm like, awesome, that there is one problem out of the way. Zekrom, to my knowledge, competitively, only learns single target moves. I'm in a good spot here. Same play, Sucker Punch, Precipice Blades. And this Sucker Punch actually teaches me a lot. I would have knocked Zekrom out last turn if it went for a damaging move. It goes for Bolt Strike. Let's not deny, this is a cool looking animation. I'm like, whoa, look at that. What? What? Bye-bye, Yveltal, but I've done the damage. I have done the damage. I get Precipice Blades off. I'm like, I win. I'm the champion. I am the best. In my world. In my world. So, that was not my cleanest win, but by God, it was a good battle that I had to earn. And I love those battles. So yeah, that does everything for me today. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go check out some of my other content. I got videos from Series 12. I've got videos from other formats for Sword and Shield. And I want all of you to have some good battles. See ya.